everyone and welcome to the channel. For today's video I'll be doing a trip review of my recent holiday to Marton Mere. Marton Mere is a Haven-owned caravan holiday park in Blackpool. Me and my family have been visiting the site for years now and we are usually quite happy with our holiday. However, this year I do have a few negatives to talk about, so let's get started. We were away for a week and we stayed in a 3-bedroomed gold caravan on Lake Mere View. In particular, we stayed at number 14, Lake Mere View. To begin, I do want to say that the location of this caravan park is amazing. I've always said that about Marton Mere. It's about a 15-minute drive to popular places within Blackpool, such as Madame Tussauds, Blackpool Zoo, Sea Life, Pleasure Beach Resort and Blackpool Tower. You can also get a bus from the Haven site to take you into the centre too. In previous years, we have received a welcome pack inside of our caravan upon checking in. However, this year there wasn't really anything like that. There wasn't any information really available inside your caravan. I think they're definitely wanting people to just solely use the app. I personally don't mind using the app, but even I missed having a welcome pack or some sort of information or guide waiting for us in our caravan once we checked in. And also, you got to think, there's always guests who don't want to use the app or who are unable to use the app. So I do think they should bring back those welcome packs. We've been specifically staying in the caravans on Lake Mere View for the past few years, pretty much since they were very first installed at the caravan site. And I am usually really happy with the cleanliness. However, unfortunately this time I do have to be honest and say that the caravan was quite dirty this year. The floors were filthy, the bin was full of rubbish from previous guests, there was a cupboard in the kitchen with sand inside of it, a mug full of sugar. Yes, I know that sounds strange, but it was true, and the caravan was generally full of stains. Things were broken too. For example, there were several blinds broken. Something that was quite alarming to me was that the smoke alarm to our caravan had actually been removed from the entrance hallway of the caravan and was put inside of a drawer in the kitchen area. I think that what may have happened was the previous guests perhaps wanted to smoke inside of the caravan and didn't want to set the smoke alarm off, so they removed it and when they checked out, didn't put it back up. Now, this isn't exactly Haven's fault that previous guests took the decision to remove the smoke alarm. However, what Haven should be doing after each guest has checked out is checking that smoke alarms are installed correctly and are present inside each caravan. My husband tested the smoke alarm and it did work, so it was not faulty. So basically, he put the smoke alarm back onto the caravan ceiling. The bedding was a little bit gross too, as it was a little bit stained and a little bit hairy. So yeah, unfortunately the cleanliness was not great this year, which did let the holiday down. In terms of facilities at Marton Mere, they are good. You have a swimming pool, a water slide, a lazy river, which is only open during the summertime by the way, so it may not be open depending on what time of year you visit. They've got an arcade, a stage area for all of your entertainment, a small shop, takeaway places like they have a chip shop, a Burger King, Papa John's, they have a restaurant, a couple of play areas for the kids and lots of space for additional activities. However, a lot of the facilities are quite small, especially the main entertainment area with the stage. That is quite a small room for the size of the caravan site and it does get very, very cramped. And as much as I love the lazy river, I personally think that it would have been a better investment for them to extend the swimming pool, because the pool is another area which is kind of on the small side and it does get very busy and cramped in there. There's also a nature reserve on the site too. Basically, you don't need to be a visitor of Marton Mere in order to walk around the nature reserve, and you can access the nature reserve from off the caravan park, which means that people who are not guests at the caravan park can get into the caravan park via this nature reserve. So sometimes you do get groups of kids hanging around the nature reserve and they can then access the Haven site and cause some trouble. On a night time for the first 3 nights we were there, we had a bit of an issue with noise. It seemed like there was a large group of people playing really loud music on the caravan site until the early hours of the morning. There was also people shouting a lot too. This was loud enough to stop both me and my mum from sleeping on the nights that this happened. It is worth mentioning that after those few nights, we didn't have any further issues with this noise. Just to make people aware, there are 2 Haven apps you might want to download onto your phone ready for your holiday. There's the main app called My Haven and a second app called Haven Serve. My Haven is where you'll find all of your holiday essentials, holiday details, see entertainment, book activities and check out, things like that. And then Haven Serve is for ordering food. A cool thing about Haven is that you can either order food through Haven Serve to be collected at your chosen time, or you can order food to be delivered to your caravan. We had no issues using the apps this year. We did have a Burger King whilst on our holiday, which was very nice. It was just very cold. This is a common complaint with Burger King, not just the one on Marton Mere, but Burger Kings in general. And we bought a couple of small things from the shop too on the site. In terms of prices for things, you are definitely going to be paying a little bit more for things from the bar or from the shop, but that's to be expected with places like this. The staff we spoke to all seemed quite friendly and professional, which was good. I do like the check-in process at the park. You can either book your own time slot, however this is a service you have to pay for, or you are given an hour time slot for your arrival prior to your check-in date. Our time slot for the past few years has been between 12 and 1 p.m, which is a lovely time to check in. When driving into the park, you are then directed to your caravan. I enjoy them doing the check-ins like this because it prevents the entrance into the park getting too busy, and it also prevents people from having to wait around for ages in the reception area to check in. There's also a good range of additional activities that you can book onto as well. We didn't do anything other than the swimming, so I can't really comment on anything else in that kind of area really. I will say that you do have to pre-book activities, you can't just turn up. And of course, some activities are free of charge, but others are an additional cost. I think overall, despite the issues I've raised in today's video, I would return to Marton Mere, and I'd honestly like to stay in one of their lodges at some point. I thought it was a massive shame about the cleanliness of our caravan this year, and we did bring this up to staff members at the park, especially considering the caravans on Lake Mere View aren't actually that old. They were only put on the site about 2 or 3 years ago. So with all that being said, I do hope you found this video useful. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new here, click on that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye everyone.